What's up YouTube, how goes it? So let's be honest, if we're talking about TV speakers, they usually range anywhere from bad to outright horrendous. And usually speaking, the audio quality that comes out of your TV is just bad. Of course, with that being said, people aren't often ready to make the commitment of spending over $1,000 on a high quality soundbar, or even more than that for a surround sound system, because often it's either too costly or it's overkill for them. Sometimes people just wished that their TV speakers sounded slightly better. And that's exactly what Bose tries to do with their home TV speaker system. And this basically is a miniature soundbar that's on a budget, and we're gonna see if it provides enough quality to justify the $300 price tag here in Canada, and of course to see what it offers for you guys and if it's worth your hard-earned cash. So as always guys, if you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. Firstly, we'll do our mandatory unboxing experience. So as you can see, the Bose TV speaker comes in a sleek black cardboard box. Of course, once you remove the content seals on either side, you can actually open the box itself, and inside you'll see nicely wrapped is the Bose TV speaker soundbar itself in a pure black color. Beyond that, you have the instruction manual, quick start guide, and warranty information. Give this a quick read if this is your first time setting up a soundbar. Beyond that, you also have a nice nifty looking remote control. This seems to have a bunch of functions on board, which we'll briefly go through later on in the video. Of course, you also have included a optical cable. This is one of the two primary ways you can actually connect the soundbar to the TV itself. And you do of course have a 2-pin power cable, which is used to actually turn on or power on the device itself. And that's pretty much everything inside the box. Next up, let's talk about the design of this soundbar. This thing is super light at just 4.3 pounds, and you can see it's in a full black color from one corner to the other. So starting with the front side, you have a hard mesh grill that goes from one corner again to the other. It looks pretty nice. The top of the soundbar has a plastic finish. Doesn't feel particularly premium, but it's acceptable given this is a budget soundbar. Also on the top right corner of the actual mesh area, you have the Bluetooth and power indicator lights. As you make your way to the rear side, there's not a whole lot to see. There's no mounting slots included as such. So this is primarily designed to be used on a base or TV stand. On the right corner is where you have all your connectivity ports. Speaking of connectivity, as far as ports go, you have quite the selection on this soundbar. So you have a HDMI ARC port, you also have a optical audio port, and you have a auxiliary jack as well, a service USB port. You also have the option to connect a woofer or subwoofer through the base auxiliary port, and of course you have a 2-pin port. This is to actually turn on the device and connect the power cable. Setting up this device is super simple. All you have to do is connect the 2-pin power cable, and then you connect the optical cable into the port that's included on the soundbar, and on the other side you will connect it on the back side or rear side of your TV into the optical output port. Once you do this, you're good to go. Alternatively, you can actually connect this via a HDMI cable as well. Simply connect the HDMI cable to the actual soundbar, and on the other side, make sure you connect the HDMI cable to a ARC or eARC port. If you connect it to another HDMI port, it will not produce audio from the actual soundbar. You also have a third connectivity option, but this is not for your TV. This is to connect to other mobile or Bluetooth compatible devices. So that's right, you can simply pair up this device with another Bluetooth device and stream your audio directly onto the soundbar itself. Of course, let's talk about the most important aspect when buying a soundbar, which is of course the sound quality. So keep in mind that Bose is trying to target a very specific audience who are not trying to get a exhilarating home theater audio experience. Rather, they just want a more louder, a more clear, and of course a more powerful speaker than the ones they find on their generic televisions. And with that mission in mind, I think Bose did a pretty good job at delivering. So you have a total of 3 speakers, 2 of which are full drivers with a full dynamic range, and of course you also have in the center a tweeter that is designed specifically for more clear dialogue. From my personal experience, this speaker can get pretty loud. In fact, I would say it's slightly above my expectations, so it'll fill an entire room at 100% volume and then some. and it's gonna sound way better than anything your TV can output in the first place anyways. Also, there's a lot of clarity here, so I found that dialogue in particular sounds super crisp and super smooth. Now, it is worth noting that while the highs and the mids sound pretty good, the lows are super weak on the speaker, which means if you like engine rumbling or you like loud explosion noises, you're gonna find that this speaker system can barely deliver, and I would hardly say there's any bass, but that's not unexpected given you have a total of 3 speakers and it's a relatively budget-friendly soundbar to begin with. Of course, it's still an enjoyable experience overall. Also, they have included an enhanced dialogue mode, which further clarifies or adds more clarity to the audio experience of people talking, and you definitely feel it. If you are going to be using the speaker at maximum volume, do expect a little bit of distortion once you go above the 80% mark in the volume levels. You definitely notice that the audio levels start converging together and there's a slight bit of distortion. Of course, I know there's a subset of you sitting right now patiently waiting for me to do my sound test with this product, and if you know my channel, I always deliver on that. So have a quick listen and keep in mind that the sound is only going to sound as good as what the mic captured, and of course as to what YouTube compressed, and YouTube does compress the crap out of audio, trust me. One massive flaw in the Bose TV speaker is that there are no physical buttons on the actual soundbar itself. There's no power button, no volume adjustment button, no input button, no nothing. All of that is included on the little controller that you get with the soundbar itself, and should you lose that, then you may potentially lose functionality entirely for the soundbar until you get a new one. I don't know why they did that, but it's definitely a oversight on Bose's part. It is possible to still use the actual soundbar if you connect through HDMI ARC and integrate the functionality with your TV controller, but again, that's not a guarantee and it will vary TV by TV. So what's my final take on the Bose TV speaker soundbar? Well, priced at $300 here in Canada, this is definitely one of the cheaper soundbars out there. Here's the thing, I think it sounds more or less how you'd expect a $300 soundbar to actually sound pretty much, but Bose didn't really put any particular effort in making it sound any better or making it a more lucrative value than it really is. Now with that being said, of course, it definitely delivers on its initial promise of providing a better experience than your base generic TV speakers do, which means louder audio, more crisp and clarity in dialogue, and just a overall more enhanced experience that you would have otherwise not had. Of course, with that being said, it's worth noting another great thing about this soundbar is its super small and super light form factor, which means it fits fine in almost all kinds of living room settings. You don't need a very large TV stand. You can use any sort of stand and it'll fit just fine. And I also like the fact that you have plenty of connectivity options, so whether you go with the HDMI or optical audio route, you'll be just fine. As long as your expectations are modest, you're not expecting an exhilarating audio experience, you'll find that this is definitely a ample product. But again, keep your expectations modest, and if you are trying to buy something more powerful, you're definitely gonna have to spend a little bit more cash than this. I have more reviews on my channel. Feel free to check those out. If you are someone who finds that you meet this criteria, then feel confident spending your cash on this product. Bose definitely delivers quality over here that you'd expect in this price range. All in all, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Soul of Tech logging out.